segue. We're going to be talking about the Intellivision Amico appearing on national TV.
Yes.
For the first time, right?
For the first time ever.
First time. So E3 does not count. We're just putting that out there. Like E3 was not aired in.
Well, right, not national TV, right?
It was not national TV. E3 was online only.
Online only.
And on YouTube, but not national. This was on national television. The biggest exposure they probably ever got. Millions of people were watching and going, "What the hell is an Intellivision Amico?"
Like I said, it was the shot fired around the world.
But before we get to it, let me remind you, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel so you can get more quality content like this. So if you are not aware, this man here, who is our guest of honor on the show, DeenTV, he was at a wrestling event this past Friday. Why don't you tell us how it happened, Dean? Give us the...
I mean, what do you want me to say, Tony? I was at Friday Night SmackDown. And I had, you know, a sign that said, Intellivision Amico Scammed Me, sad face. That's a better shot, by the way, than what's been shared. Because someone shared me on their TV screen. You see my face and all that in the other picture. I don't know what Tony.
You can't see your face in the other picture because it's the same picture, Dean.
The other one is slightly before he walked.
Yeah,
it might have been a different angle. It's just a slight different angle, but you can see Dean's face, and I think that is like the best part of it because he has a somber look on his face.
This is how I'm looking.
I see which one you're talking about. Hold on.
Yeah, show it while I'm doing like this. Oh, I'm like this.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, like that. And that is Shaky, by the way. He is awesome.
I've never heard of this guy. I don't follow.
Yeah, he's pretty new. Shaky, pretty new.
So this has been tweeted, retweeted, quote tweeted. I seen was it RGT85? I think they said Modern Vintage Gamer. Pat and Ian, of course. I know that there are many.
Even our good pal Retro Bro.
Gen X Gamer.
Oh yeah, Gen X Gamer. What's up, humans? Yes. Or hello, humans. Yes. That guy. He called me a legend. I'm like, legend.
Oh, you're a legend. The legend.
He gave me that title.
So with this happening, national TV, like I said, there are a lot of wrestlers who are fans of video games. Maybe people are gonna see this and hey, let me look up that Intellivision. What the hell is this sign referencing, right?
Right. And there's been a few people in my comments that have actually did that. Friends of mine who's like, well, I got to find out what it is now. And they just replied back with a smiley face. Like, I can't believe this, because it's a train wreck. The whole thing is a train wreck. And they scammed me.
They scammed you.
They scammed me.
So do you think that this is going to have any sort of further repercussions on the Intellivision Amico? Is anybody big going to see this scene?
Dude, okay, so like point A to point D to point Z and F in between, everybody, well, the main people have seen it. So, in the retro community, it's basically, so you named off some good people right there. And now if they shared it, of course, other people have seen it. So, yeah. It's going to be brought to a lot of people's attention now, probably more. I wouldn't say more than ever because I think the height was like summer 2021. Yeah, it's a good summer.
It was a good summer. Well, we got Pat and Ian. I'm sure they're going to mention it.
If they do, they do. But Hey, you can't sue that guy. So E King talking about I'm going to get sued. How can you get sued? If you won't give me a refund, where's the lie? Where's the lie? Tell me where the lie is.
Well, I don't think you can get sued for holding up a sign at a wrestling show.
No, you can't. This is like people do this outside of courthouses. People are doing this outside of the abortion clinics. You can hold up a sign. It's called freedom of speech. This is what it is. And more so freedom of the press, because it's getting out to everyone.
Protesting.
Yeah.
Just another viewer says, "Man, Dean, I wish you would have did a plug for yourself too."
Oh man,
you should. Yeah, you should have done that. That's a good idea.
I think that would have cheapened the movie.
Myself. I just like to make funny signs. Like
I really was expecting Tommy Tallarico to run out with a garbage can and clobber you over the head with it.
Yeah, it might have happened. It could have happened. He can pop up anywhere. Whew. No telling.
You never know where he's at.
Yeah.
And in further Amico news, as fun as this was, as funny as this moment was, there was some serious Amico news. I don't know if you guys heard, but Kevin Strom is no longer with the company.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, I heard about that a couple days ago, right?
Yeah. If you don't know who that is, that was the head of the customer experience, or customer relations, or customer some shit. I don't fucking know.
There was a funny post on Reddit that said something about he carried a briefcase all around, but really never got to use anything inside of it, or something along those lines.
I didn't see that. No, they did post about the Intellivision Amico sign makes it on WWE SmackDown.
It was when seeing that sign was the highlight of Amico news for the week. You know they're dead in the water.
Was it the highlight? I want to say something else was the highlight. Didn't something happen Tuesday or Wednesday?
No, that was the highlight by far.
Oh, no.
I literally was dying. I could not stop laughing for an hour. It was so funny.
No, well, okay. That's what's up then.
Well, as you can see, Kevin Strom, he was the vice president of customer experience, and his customer experience vice presidency came to an end in May 2022. Former actor turned businessman turned customer experience guru, gone. But he wasn't the only one that left. No. Because as you know, we always got people watching. The vice president of sales left too. And I think there was one more executive that left.
Oh my.
It's like all of them are just fleeing.
Criminy.
So is this still going according to plan? Do you think that we're going to have a positive end to the quiet time?
Yes. Okay, so I found it really quick. This was under the Intellivision Amico Reddit. Rick Hazelton, director of shipping and fulfillment, and one of the comments here was, imagine being the guy directing global logistics for a never manufactured product. He probably walked around with a suitcase containing only blank sheets of paper and a browned apple core inside. And somebody corrected him and said, "I'm sure you meant briefcase, but imagining a suitcase is funnier."
Yeah, he was the director of global logistics. May 2022 is when his reign came to an end. He is now the director of shipping and fulfillment at Lightology. So it seems like everybody is moving on. are they going to create a product? How are they going to make, market it? If this is the plan to go ahead, we're moving forward, right? That's what they're saying. They're going to build a little bit and then move forward. They've cut everybody loose pretty much.
Well, the only way to move forward is to start going backwards.
Now, our good friends over at the Amico Forever, they actually finally came out and said, hey, I think we were just bullshitting you. We don't know nothing. We're just making stuff up.
No way. You're making stuff up right now, Tony. Where's the proof in that?
Where's the proof? Well,
there's. We're talking about Amico Forever
right now.
We're talking Amico Forever. That's right.
Oh yeah. They said it.
And of course, I got the clip.
Okay, you got the clip.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a look. As soon as I scroll up, I gotta find it.
It's good stuff.
It really is. Hold on. What happened on Tuesday? You said something happened on Tuesday. Damn, Courtney calling you?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Amico's being assembled right now in Mexico. Tommy will be signing them. What's up, Retro Bros in the house? Formal production is here.
I mean, is this going to be another? John Alvarado is the one who came out and said that we were going to have some information by the end of the month, correct?
He said that he was hoping.
Hoping. Okay. You always got to leave their all of their avenues open. So is this going to be another Phil Adams? We're gonna wait the second or third to get this information. A couple extra days.
Well, let's find out what was said exactly.
Wait. I gotta hear. Well, who's on here tonight? We got Rab, DJC, Food, and Flamingo.
That's right.
All right.
So this, for those following along, this is at the 56-minute and 45-second mark of a 1 hour, 19-minute and 2-second video, or live stream, if you will. They highlighted less than a week, quiet time ends. Very, very bad English. Probably should have said in less than a week, will quiet time end? Is quiet time ending in less than a week? This here is very indicative of the Intellivision Amico experience. But we're going to listen to what they have to say. Because I know. By the way, we are the new cucks for watching this, according to Ben Silverpalm.
Hey, I've been watching that. I've been keeping my eye on these guys for quite a while.
Ben Beer Pong is calling you a cuck for watching
all of these cucks. According to Ben Silverpalm, he said that DJC's videos on Amico Forever are still getting a couple hundred views, 500, 600 views. And that he knows that that's not Amico supporters, that the Amico doesn't have that kind of support. So it must be haters watching the videos.
Well, I've been
watching the videos, you're a cuck.
I've been pretty open and upfront about me watching them from week to week on this show. So
you love DJC, Gary?
I love me some DJC.
That's what's up. Can't hate on that.
Yeah, see, the haters are the new cucks. Let's see what these.
You like food, though, Gary?
Do I like what?
Food. The dude, food right there, with the Captain America shirt. Food,
dude, food. I mean, Nick was Nick had some decent takes. I think lately he's been a little bit off on the Amico subject, but I thought he was okay there for a minute.
And what about guy who walks the street at night?
Rab's just batshit crazy.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
You don't think Rab knows what he's talking about? He's been telling us for the last 2 years how the Amico's right on track and they're doing these things.
He's the Amico spin doctor for sure.
Dude, the way he breaks stuff down, I'm like, wow, he is out of the house for a reason that night. He is smoking some good stuff. Whoever this guy is hooked him up. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some. I just got high and I got deep thoughts all of a sudden. Like, but let's listen to what they have to say.
Okay.
So then we get into our final topic. There is no news, but we know it's less than a week now, where apparently it's not official, but for the most part, quiet time may be ending as far as them being able to speak about.
Man, look at that look on Rab's face. I think that says it all right there.
Here we go again.
He's just like, gosh, DJC, do you have to?
He's like, we almost made it through the whole show without talking about this. Fuck.
We almost got our check, DJC. Don't blow this.
About the business, and maybe update us of what's going on, since we haven't heard from them or talked to them. So I'm hoping something comes out to where we at least maybe have an idea when our founders councils will come.
You know what's funny though? They say that they haven't heard anything. It's quiet time, no news. Yet all the things we talk about on this show and on other people's shows, all the people leaving, all the refunds not being refunded.
It's pretty notable news.
Yeah, all these notable news that they just avoid completely.
From
them, it's not news.
From the Amico News Authority too.
Yeah, the head of customer experience, the director of customer experience leaving, not news. Global logistics vice president leaving, it's not news. Software engineers, everybody basically picking up shop and leaving. It's not news. That's not real news. Wondering if the flamingo will poop on command. That's news.
Do you think these three guys can will the Intellivision Amico into existence?
Looking on Rab's face, I think he's done with the Amico. He's like, this motherfucker has made me look silly. For 2 years, I've said some crazy shit that I cannot live down. He's done. Any sort of relevance he was trying to build, any sort of authority on the subject matter that he knows what he's talking about, the Amico has done shot him in the foot. That's it. How can you take this guy serious? You go, all that shit that you've said about the Amico and how they're coming out and they're doing this and that. You know the timetables of fucking parts. And yet here you are. Still no Amico. Still nothing. None of what you said ever made any fucking sense. Nick, for his part, at least he's always been a little bit like, I like it. I don't give a shit type of attitude. You disagree with me?
Like, just look at him. Nick is like, he has gas and stuff. DJC is like, hey, we got to do it. And Rab is just like, sounds like he should have background music of When in the Arms of an Angel or something. Man, it's just breaking his heart. Poor Rab.
Yeah, I did see Retro Bro was in there asking about Cyrus not getting a refund. I agree with Bro's take. For everything that Cyrus has done and all the shit that we've given him and other people have given him, Tommy should just hand him $100. Here you go, Cyrus. Here's a fucking $100.
He should.
Right? Like, just here's your refund. The company doesn't have any money, but I'm going to give you $100. Hell, Nick Richards should just pass the hat around the office. Like, we need to come up with $100 for fucking Cyrus.
Maybe they'll just give him some. Oh, I better not say that. I was going to say White Claw. I'm not going to say White Claw.
You just said White Claw.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
E. King says Nick is way more logical than Rab. Everybody's way more logical. Rab just says this word salad.
Yeah, like I said, he's a spin doctor. He likes to go around in circles and circles and convince himself that there's some kind of way that it is there's a possibility that this will come out.
You don't understand, Gary. It's a strategic plan that's set in motion by letting people leave the company, which frees up capital, which allows them to now distribute money towards buying chips that maybe will be available in the next year or a half. Because you see, that's why it's possible that maybe the company is restructuring in such a way that you could have a product on the shelf eventually.
Sure. Sounds plausible.
Sounds good, right? If I just keep saying, I'll just keep talking until you get tired of listening, and then I just win the argument. Right. That's all it is.
You mentally defeat your opponent.
Yeah, Chappie, I agree. He's super disingenuous. He actually blocked me from his channel for calling him out on his bullshit. So
I made sure I sent DJC and Rab a copy of the retweet. Dean's glory.
I'm glad you did that. Thanks, Gary. Right. I might have helped the stuff. I don't know.
But look at that. That is an angry looking man. He's like, this motherfucker's gonna ask me about Amico.
He's so
he was so smug. You know, like a year ago, all these people were so fucking smug.
Big time.
2 years ago. It's coming out in October 10/10/2020. Haters are dumb. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never released a console. They've never dealt with this stuff. The global pandemic. And here we are.
Panic's doing it. Playdates. Those are, you know, they're having their issues, but I mean, that's to be said, you know, about a lot of stuff. But it's happening for them. They're making it work. So
haters are done. Haters are done.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is not the victory lap. In the words of Pat and Ian, this is not the victory lap. This is just us casually taking pot shots. Because there will be a victory lap on this channel. We will celebrate the fact that I was once again proven correct.
I'll be doing well, I was going to say 20 push-ups, but we all know I probably can't do 5 push-ups.
Wow, Gary.
Dean will do the push-ups for us.
Yes.
He's the healthy one. He's the one that's in shape. No, but, you know, every time that something happened, we would call it out. We would say, hey, this is wrong, or this is, you know, there's no way you could release in 6 months because you haven't even started X, Y, or Z. And we were told we don't know what we're talking about. We're idiots. Tommy assured them. Tommy has assured them that it's coming out, that it's working, that it's formal production. They've secured this and that and the other thing. But it turns out that these guys are all just fucking gullible idiots. And yeah, I'm saying it because fuck it. You know, even at this stage of the game, get the fuck out. The house is on fire. Shit's falling around you. You know, there's a big...
Grab the cats and dogs and hightail it out of there.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on. Because this gets good. You're going to love this.
It does. It does.
Let's go.
Come out. I don't know. What do you guys think?
You say it's less than a week, and if they don't say anything by next Wednesday, we're over here saying, I don't think.
I'm saying maybe. I know nothing was officially, but people are just speculating.
It's all that guy's fault.
Speculation. It's my fault. Then blame it on me. I'll take the
blame him.
Well, no. Well, John Alvarado, who is in the know,
we can blame the flamingo too. It's okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going by. I didn't want to throw him under the bus either, but good job, Brad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but you under the bus all day. It's just the bus is not moving. It's broken down. But he did come in and say that
hopefully, James, we're going to find out.
He thought it was likely that you would hear something by the end of within the month,
right?
And that was at the beginning of May. So what we all kind of deduced is that okay, by the end of May, Memorial Day weekend-ish, beginning of June, we should be hearing something about this. Now, if they're going through an acquisition or a merger, or they have a big funder or an investor,
pretty long acquisition
they're going through, that is a big process, and there is a lot of steps to that. If it's something of the nature of like an acquisition, I mean, then you know you've got another company's board involved. You have a presentation. presentation to that board. You got to get people kind of involved. You have to do your due diligence.
None of what he's saying is correct. I just want to point that out. If you're going through an acquisition, that means the company wants to buy you. You've already pitched it to them. That part is over with. You're being acquired. You're just hammering out the details, right? No. So his whole idea that, well, you got to go through this and the other thing. No, that is supposed to be done, right? If you're saying you're in the acquisition phase, that means the company has agreed. We're going to buy you. Like if I said, I'm going to acquire Dean's YouTube channel, that means we've discussed it. He's agreed to it. We're just hammering out the details of how much money, when I take over, what content I get to keep, what content he gets to keep, all that stuff. The little things.
Right.
Not that I can afford Dean's channel as great as it is. So this idea that, they have to make presentations to their board. There's no board left on the Intellivision side. There's Phil, Nick, and that's it. John Alvarado. The Three Stooges are still left in Intellivision. Tommy has been reduced to the fourth stooge. He's fucking Shemp. One of the originals got pushed out. He's now on the fringe of the company.
Hey, Shemp wasn't original. Leave my Three Stooges out of this.
What'd you say?
Shemp wasn't original.
That's what I'm saying. Tommy is Shemp. One of the originals that got pushed out. They brought in Curly. I
think I'm more upset that you're referencing them as a Three. Hey, I like my Three Stooges. It's blasphemy.
I love the Three Stooges.
Who was the other guy?
Curly Joe.
We'll find out.
The other guy.
You talking about Larry?
No, there were three people that took Well, the Curly spot.
There's Joe Besser.
Joe, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Joe, Curly Joe.
It was Shemp, Larry, and Mo. Then you got
Joe Curly. Yeah.
Then Curly joined. Then you had Joe Besser.
That's all.
And then you had Joe DeRita. And then actually someone else was going to fill in, but they never got to that phase.
No, I think Mo died. Mo died.
And if you really want to get technical,
Larry Fine.
There was four of them at the beginning because Ted Healy and the Stooges was the original act.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to talk shit, like I don't know the fucking Stooges.
Hey.
Anyway.
American icons.
Yes.
Pioneers.
You got to do your research and your evaluation of the company that they're looking to acquire. That's a lengthy process. So we're all pretty impatient about where Intellivision is, and they haven't been able to talk. But if they're giving out mention that they think by the end of the month we should be able to talk, I think they are feeling confident about where it is in that process and where it's going. So yes, either we should hear something within the next week, possibly a little more, or we should have at least some update on what's going on. If that's not finalized, we should have something of an update soon. Because we're all, not just us on this chat, but everyone in the chat, everyone kind of following the Amico is all kind of like lost in speculation and like what's going on, what's not. And I think everybody's kind of at their wits' end of like what they're willing to kind of put up with. No communication whatsoever. That's difficult to manage.
A big thing,
and they understand that.
Yeah, and a lot of big frustration, which I know a lot of people watch.
Well, what makes zero sense? Zero sense. If they were being acquired, if they were in an acquisition phase, or if they were in discussions with a big investor or something, they could just say that. There is no quiet time. Quiet time doesn't exist. This is a process that exists in business, but not this sort of scenario that Intellivision is trying to present. So to put it simply, they've entered quiet period to quietly fire everybody, sell off their assets, reduce as much overhead as they can so they can then drain the company and then walk away. Do you guys disagree?
No, I don't. I mean, you don't want to go around screaming fire, fire, right? I mean, it doesn't help. So, yeah, I totally agree with you, Tony.
watch Intellivision used to watch this chat. You know, I know they're in quiet business time or whatever right now, but I know a big thing where a lot of people just keep stressing was, you know, what's going on with the pre-orders? Can we get refunds? Can we talk to someone at, you know, who can we talk to for that? So I hope maybe that's maybe addressed as well is what's going on with refunds.
I love how DJC hopes that maybe they'll address the fact that they're not giving people refunds. He's not upset that people aren't getting refunds. He's not bothered by it. He just hopes that maybe they'll address it.
He has faith that hopefully it'll work out.
Because that seems to be the big thing. But I think the real big news that a lot of people are wondering is are they coming out and saying, oh, you know, this may end soon? Like you said, is their confidence they're going, oh, this may be news saying, hey, we're going to get.
Are you still alive? Are you going into bankruptcy?
Because why are you going to even say that if you were going to go into bankruptcy? If you're saying that, obviously.
Are you now 2 hours into the witness protection program? People want to know.
It seems like it'd be more of a. It seems more like it would be more of a, you know, like they're confident that it's good.
I mean, good thing you pause this. I mean, they have a responsibility to tell people what's going on. I mean, why would you come out and say that you're going into bankruptcy? I mean, to let the people who are still holding on to hope here to finally deliver that blow. I mean, they got to do that. They got to be somewhat responsible here.
Rab actually looks a bit like Steve Carell, loud noises. I don't understand this idea that by John Alvarado saying maybe they'll have something by the end of the month, that necessarily means it's a good thing, right? Like, there's no indication. John wasn't like, hey, guys, good news by the end of the month, or hey, keep your, you know, keep the faith because in a month we'll know something. Then you might have an argument, right? He was just like, hey, by the end of the month, we might hear something. And that something could be negative. So just spinning it like that. Don't worry, guys, there's positive, because they wouldn't tell us they were ending quiet time if it wasn't going to be positive. It's just the stupidest take in a pile of stupid takes from DJC. Retro Bro says, taking pre-order money and not refunding it is literal theft. The government might disagree. But
guaranteeing that the worst part of it was guaranteeing that money would be there. You know, the last time Phil Adams spoke, it was guaranteed that it would be there, that you would get your refund. I think those are the biggest problems. You know, it could definitely be understandable to say, you know, we don't know. We're kind of in a sticky situation. Telling that audience to say, hey, look, if you're really worried about it, you really need to go and get that, because we might not be in the position to give you refunds. But to say with 100% certainty that you would not have a problem and you would get your refund just wasn't true, and it was dishonest. And we had that feeling back when it was said. We talked about it on the show, you know, many months ago, and we didn't feel it was in that position. We talked with Gear Ruse about the filings and everything that was found out about that. And we didn't know whether or not, you know, that money was lost or being tapped into. So these were concerns we had back then. And clearly, if anybody gets stuck not getting their $100 back, that's a huge problem. And it's been a huge problem with us. We've definitely made that clear for the last few months.
Well, I will say, Retro Bros here says, if I give you money for a product pre-order and you tell me it's refundable and you keep my money and not give me a product, that is theft. Yes, except if I declare bankruptcy, the government says, no, it's not theft. That's the problem. If they declare bankruptcy and they say, well, we just ran out of money, sorry, you might feel like it's theft and you might be pissed off, but the government's not going to arrest them for stealing from you. They just go, oh, sucks for you.
And between the salaries that these guys took, they could clearly, if they wanted to right wrongs here, they could clearly refund a few thousand people pre-orders. Let's be honest here, guys.
Quite frank, I agree.
Let's continue on. That's fucking DeenTV. That's making that fucking echo.
Yeah, because I'm on mute again.
As soon as you unmuted your mic, there was like there was a noise, Dean.
Whoa, really? You're going to blame it on me now? Blame this on Gary.
Hey, I'm over here eating potato chips.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna let you know at end of month we're hanging it up. Like, I don't think that's happening. You know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I know some people think that
you don't think that's happening
along, and it does. You know, it's hard to feel positive about something that you're not getting any word, and you're hearing about people who are requesting a refund and they're not getting a response back right away. There are people who have been waiting for weeks, if not months now, for their refund. And that is a difficult situation for them to be in. Obviously, the money is an issue. Moving forward, they are, you know, in a very tight bind, and how they use that limited funding is something we are all very interested to see what happens next.
Yeah,
I would just like
founders. I'd be happy. You know, I mean,
I'd like something concrete and not speculation,
one way or another. Because right now there's a lot of justifiable speculation that they're done. Right.
Yeah.
Because of the way things have gone. I can't fault anybody for going
right.
Done. But there's been no official word from them, so it'd be nice to kind of get more word from them of, well, okay, here's the lowdown of where we're at and what our options are, you know, whether or not we're done, and here's how we're going to handle things moving forward for people who are, you know, here and this and the other and all that kind of stuff. Or, hey, good news, everybody, you know, or, you know, stuff like that, one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, to think that they're going to handle anything.
Astrobest says Intellivision actually refunded.
It's bad.
Pause it. Pause it.
I paused it.
How naive can you be? I feel like Retro Bro and want to slap all of them. Oh, no.
Where's the baby powder when you need it?
Ooh.
Terrible. Let's continue on.
Refund. So maybe you just need
they are going through the list of refunds. It is just extremely slow. So I know there's a lot of people that are.
How is it slow to go click refund, click refund, right?
You know, it's not like millions.
Right. We're not even talking at this point, at this stage in the game, with the amount of refunds that have probably already been, you know, put into the queue line and placed in the last since January. They've cleared out probably what are we looking at? Founders, the few founders that are holding on to hope here. Like I cannot understand this list that he has in his head, like it's tens of thousands of people, when it's probably more like, okay, you got 1,000 guys hanging on. Maybe if that, right?
Maybe 1,000.
And what did the founders, were they able to put $100 down, or did they have to put the full amount on a founders edition?
I thought it was just 100 deposit or something.
I thought it was 100 too.
Okay. Well, and that's what I'm saying. $100 per person. Let's say you do got 1,000 people left. What's that? 10 grand? A little bit more than that. A little about what's that?
Maybe
100 grand.
Jerry,
100 grand. My math's off right now.
Wait. Hold up. We have to discuss this, Gary. You said 1,000 times 100.
100. I'm over here drinking. I said 10,000. I corrected myself. I said 100,000. So $100,000. Okay.
I understand it, but that was like the simplest. 1,000 times 100. 100,000.
It was very simple.
But let's not try to poke fun at Gary, Tony. Come on. We're above that. Anywho.
100,000, I feel like between the four top guys there, they could equally dish this out and make 25 grand and make this right. Make it right. But do you see them doing that? Do you really think they're going to reach in their own pockets and make this right?
I mean, come on. It's like Tommy Tallarico, he should have 6 figures, right? 100. Come on. He should.
I mean, obviously, this is not gonna fix anybody who invested. This is like they're done. It is what it is. That money's gone. To at least save face to some degree, people need to. We were told that it was guaranteed
90,000 because Smash JT invested 10,000. That way, it's not all that. Yeah. For 99, yes, 99,990. Damn it, my math is bad too, Gary.
Math.
I'm getting reamed for that, huh? It's all right. I'm a few beers deep. It's okay.
Yeah, Brian is right. Rab was the one that was telling everybody he was pretty sure that the pre-order money was in escrow. You see, because you put pre-order money in escrow because the company knows they don't have to touch that money because that's why it's in escrow. So it's in a special account where they don't touch it. So I don't know why people are concerned about not being able to get refunds because Tommy has said that they can get a refund whenever they want. They just contact the company with an email and they get a refund because the money is in that escrow account. If you know anything about escrow accounts, it means that Tommy can't play with that money because it's in an account that's separate from the Intellivision. Why don't you people understand this? It's simple. It's the first letter in the acronym of SAFE. Simple.
Yeah, we talked about it though. Gator Ruse was on point when we discussed this a few months back.
Yeah, he was on top of it. Whenever Tommy was confronted by somebody who worked in a particular industry that he was discussing, he was always out of his element. He was always exposing himself, whether it came to shipping, logistics, manufacturing. When Kevtris talked to him and said, "Hey, Tommy, what you're saying is wrong," Tommy
exposed like Pee Wee Herman in a movie theater.
His mom's still alive. Yeah, that was Tommy was asking people if their parents are still alive.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mr. 804 says Rab has seen the Intellivision books himself. Bomber Knee's going scam from the start 100%. I'm still on the fence. I'm still like 95%. Was trying to make a quick buck off of the retro crowd a scam. I mean, putting out a shitty product and overcharging you, is that a scam? Because I do think he had the intention. I think he saw dollar signs in his eyes. I could invent this crazy system, charge a ridiculous amount of money, and I can get idiots to buy it. I think that was the scam. And then it evolved.
Right, but at a point, the problem is at what point did you not, like, I think that's mainly what it comes down to, was trying to prove the haters wrong. It carried him over the edge. Because at what point do you say, okay, this just really isn't going to happen, guys. We need to have this money set aside so that even if we tarnish our reputations, that we don't go over to that scam territory. Because I think a lot of us would say, I mean, it would still be scam territory, right? Because investors got taken advantage of here. Certain people got taken advantage of, but now it's overflowing into the people who were passionate about this, right? You can't fault everybody. You can't fault everybody who has a pre-order. There are just some people not in the know. They were excited about it, and they might not have even looked at any information for the last few years. They said, "Oh, this looks cool," put their money aside and forgot about it, and it is what it is. So I really do feel bad for those people.
Yeah, I feel bad for a lot of people. But you know who I don't feel bad for? Us, because we were right.
Every step of the way.
Every single step.
Outstanding. So I don't want to give like, oh, everyone is being refunded. they have a list, as people have requested, like, no, I want my refund for, you know, this is, I don't think this is coming out, or I've waited too long, or for whatever reason, you have your reason for, you know, requesting a refund. That is in the works. They just cannot get to everybody right now. The company,
and like I said, I'm hoping
choose
to
stay afloat, or to kind of, you know,
to stay afloat.
Get those out as they get funding.
I'm hoping that's answered. That's some of the news that we might need to hear, is what's happening. Which I think, if that's going to be, you know, hey, this is where we're at.
I mean, it better be the fucking news. Jesus Christ. At what point do you just say enough is enough?
Maybe they just like it. They got one of those fetishes. They're like, yeah, give it to me, daddy. Hit me again.
Dude, they're just scared about going back to what they were talking about before the Amico. They don't know what it was.
So is that a South Park reference, Tony? Is Tommy Tallarico their daddy, and they're their bottom bitch?
Possibly.
You know, this is, I don't think this is coming out, or I've waited too long, or for whatever reason, you have your reason for, you know, requesting a refund. That is in the works. They just cannot get to everybody right now.
It's in the works, guys. People have been requesting refunds for months. And you're going to be like, hey, we just can't get to you. We're so overwhelmed with all the things we're doing. I mean,
what was it? 100 million pre-orders, or what was that number? They got a lot to get through.
100,000.
It is so ridiculous. They just don't have no money. Just say it, man. Just be like, they have no money. They can't pay you. They're broke.
The company,
and like I said, I'm hoping
to choose to stay afloat, or to kind of, you know, give those out as they get funding.
Guys, they have to choose whether they keep paying themselves or give you refunds. Don't you understand that?
I'm hoping that's answered. That's some of the news that we might need to hear, is what's happening. Which I think, if that's going to be, you know, hey, this is where we're at. You know, I think a lot of people are wondering what's been going on during the quiet time, and why, you know, a lot of people haven't heard from them, or, you know, reached out and hadn't heard. So I understand that 100%. But you know, I have faith that hopefully they'll come up with something, and totally have, what's up, Eating Paste? Base Wars NES. Someone else said that earlier too. But yeah, so I'm hoping that's within a week or so. Don't quote me on a full week, a week or so. We hear something from them, and I hope it's really good news. Something that this is when we will be able to start producing consoles. That's what I want to hear. I know other people want to hear about refunds as well. So that's the two biggies right there. That's the two biggies.
I want to hear about jail time.
General plans moving forward.
You want to hear about jail time?
Yeah.
The hard part, or the real hard part?
The first part, the going to jail. I don't care what happens. I don't care about the happy ever after part.
You don't want to hear about the reach around or the happy endings, huh?
No.
Again, I don't think anybody's going to jail. I said this before. I'll say it again.
Rab is going to jail for other things that aren't related to the Amico. He's going to be in jail.
Why? Because he's going to kill everybody on the panel for
wasting
his time for 2 years?
No. Rab has been a mole for the FBI, and they're about to be the biggest drug busts ever. So just wait for it.
Forward for the you know, that they're not going kind of week by week, but, you know, what is going on for the next few months, what our expectations should be.
Yeah, so Astroblast says Intellivision Entertainment LLC accepted your refund request and issued you a refund $100. So there you go.
Yeah.
I know that's not everybody's thing, but maybe if you did it through PayPal, that might be the way. I don't know.
Now, really quick, Tony.
But let's check the poll.
If they, correct me if I'm wrong, but if PayPal's issuing refunds and it's not directly through Intellivision that are refunding these $100, that all gets wiped away and cleared with the bankruptcy, right? I mean, clearly credit lines and whatnot they'll be affected later on, but that's something they don't get stuck with, right? Down the line, bankruptcy just kind of wipes it away.
Well, the company would be declaring bankruptcy. None of it is going to be on their personal account, so it doesn't affect them. Anyway. Okay. And from my understanding, PayPal will issue you the 100, and then they would basically have a outstanding debt, like they're buying your debt, basically.
Right, right. Like, within Intellivision.
Yeah, you owe us $100.
Right.
Is this because of what PayPal's status is? Does it make them a more, ahead of the line creditor or back of the line creditor, or does PayPal just write it off on their insurance? Like, hey, we lost $100 because Intellivision stiffed us. I don't know how that works. See, I admit when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm about to close this poll. We had the best baseball game, old school. We so far we have 72 votes in. I'm going to let it go for about another minute, and then we're going to close it. So we have your choices are. I'll read them from the best. So right now, Major League Baseball Intellivision is leading at 32%. Right behind is Bases Loaded.
How the fuck is Intellivision Baseball considered the best?
It was rigged from the get-go.
I mean, and they were obviously including 8-bit games, and
Tommy has 40 alt accounts.
I mean, it is an Intellivision Amico show, so I'm sure there's a bias in the voting.
NES at 31%.
What did I miss?
Ken Griffin Jr.
Okay, I thought not.
Baseball Super NES at 29, and Relief Pitcher for the Sega Genesis, one of my personal favorites, actually. Of course, it's only at 8%. So we'll let that go for one more minute. So get your votes in while you can.
Get your money back while you can.
Did you guys invest a lot of money in Amico? Just wondered. I know these guys didn't, as far as I know, but I definitely been. I've bought.
I'm not invested in the company. I do have pre-orders.
Yeah, I have pre-orders.
I have two consoles pre-ordered, and I have the physical games that I.
Those are all the pre-orders left. The ones that Rab has. TJ's. Look at that face on Nick. Nick's enjoying it. He's like, that's his own face.
Pure ecstasy. Oh man.
Rab looks very unhappy.
Of course. That's the best face he's made so far. God.
It's the face of sheer disappointment. This is what the fuck am I doing with my life face.
I wouldn't say just that. I'd just be like, so that's how it's going to be.
My YouTube career has ended before it has even begun.
Oh, Lord.
I ordered. And the only reason I got two is because I wanted to be able to give one to my mom when it came out. Because I only really need the one. Well, I don't need any game console. I wanted one.
Yeah, I got my pre-orders. I've bought a lot of merch. I'm such a merch guy, so I bought a lot of hats and T-shirts and stuff like that.
I bought a hoodie.
I bought 3 packs of games just because I wanted, it's the birth of a console. Of course, you're going to want to catch the very first run of everything. So I'm like, I'm finally alive to be around at a birth of a console, especially something I really like. So I bought 3 of those. When they had the profit sharing, I threw some money into that. So I've got a decent amount of money into this. So
you said you were born in 75. You've been alive for the birth of a few consoles.
But to the
Brad's
point
a
where
little slow. He didn't quite get it.
Right.
Was it?
I said Rab's a little slow. He didn't quite get what Chuck was talking about there.
Yeah. Rab was just trying to play gotcha, like you were alive back then.
First run, or paid attention to enough to buy a first run. So,
Right.
so
I got
yeah,
you. I got you.
I'm not saying I could. I mean, yeah, if I was rich, I could have done it at all
It's
for
a video game. It's so exciting.
Right. Yeah. Right. When does quiet time start again? I hope. Oh my God. I hope not. Please no.
No, he said, when did it start? Like, he didn't remember when it
Oh,
started.
I'm so sorry.
I don't remember when it started.
No, I don't want them to come out and be like more quiet time.
March 2nd. They sent the email that they were going into quiet time.
So basically, like the last.
So from
3
that, we
months,
kind of
people have
deduced it
been
would be
speculating.
2 or 3 months. On
Yeah,
average.
the last.
Wait, they
like,
did
3
they
months,
deduce
people have been
things there?
speculating Stuff they have not.
What's that?
I said they deduce things and on that show.
Well, if deduce means spin them in a way that it's always positive for Intellivision, then yes, they've deduced many a thing.
Or he just likes saying the word deduced.
Not said a peep. Other than they showed an unboxing video, but that was more on like John Alvarado's thing, you know, the hardware content and the game console. Nothing business related has been going on. They've been pretty silent on the business end, which may be the reason that they're not answering on stuff for like refunds and stuff. Like, and once again, that's me, not from them. I'm just guessing, you know.
That's a bad guess.
But anyways, yeah. You just saw Earthworm Jim cosplay this weekend. Yeah, there's been a lot of conventions, man. And I totally missed like a lot of the Comic Cons that are around here.
Change the subject. Change the subject.
Again, though. I mean, people need that kind of stuff to start coming back. Events where they can kind of get together. It's been way too long since people have been comfortable doing that. And even now, there's people around the office that are like, in my office that are still like skittish around the whole thing. At this point, I'm just like, I got to live my life at some point.
Oh yeah.
Was he talking about the Amico there? Was that a secret confession? I gotta live my life at some point. Fuck this shit, guys. I know he's changing the scope of his channel or something like that. So,
well, I would too.
I've caught in the thing we don't talk about twice, and I feel confident not to.
What is the thing they don't talk about?
COVID. He don't want to say COVID. He's
really. Oh, okay.
I don't understand. Everybody keeps saying that, right? Like I've seen people like you can't say certain words. You're not monetized, DJC. You're not getting hit. YouTube doesn't give a shit if you say the word COVID.
You're so small, right?
For all
when
YouTube
he does go big
it
time,
could be DJ COVID.
Yeah.
DJ COVID.
DJ COVID.
Look at that. He's got his prayer face on. That's him praying right now. Please, Lord, let the Amico release. I don't want to look like a dumbass in front of everybody. I made a rap album.
Praying to the baby Jesus.
I want my Amigo. 10 years later, let's hear the remix. I still want my Amigo. Poor simple guy.
Dean, did he ever get back to you? Did he ever re-release that Christmas album?
That dude only said something about, oh, it's been so long since I've done that. Like, no shit, I want to see it. DJC, release Blowjob for Christmas music video. Had it on your Reverb Nation, DJC. Release it. Release it. It doesn't have to be on your channel. Make a dumb channel. Make a sock channel. Do it. We want to see that music video.
Yeah, just make an alt account.
Oh, Daily Motion. It doesn't even have to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Daily Motion.
Vimeo.
Yeah.
You have fans, Chuck. You have fans.
No, we just want to see how horrible that video is.
We just need to dunk on something.
Either how horrible or how funny it is. I bet it's funny.
I bet it's funny, but not in the purposefully funny, like sad funny.
This is very sad.
I'm trying to say this without YouTube freaking out.
Cooties?
I don't want to infect anyone. I don't want to infect anyone.
Sure, we'll call it goodies.
Yeah, I don't want to infect anybody with the goodies by any means.
Really
I play that hard, but for myself, I'm not too concerned with it anymore. It's at a point where I think my body is pretty much used to having that. I collect the third one, and I have the full set, just like a Pokemon. But anyways,
it's not McDonald's Monopoly. You don't get a prize.
Hey, James, right now they have if you do pre-order, it's $0. So you just put basically a reservation. Wow, I can't talk. Reservation down, so that because they were doing like $100 down when I originally did it.
That's how it was when we originally
now
did it.
There's no money down. They're just taking a reservation. So yeah, if you think it's something that might be rare, that maybe
the sad thing is that $0 nobody still even wants to put a reservation down.
I can't get my refund on my $0. I put it $0. You don't refund me.
DJC looks like he saw a mouse.
He do got that scared look. He's like, "Oh shit, they're on to me." Get the camera off me. You're looking.
Food Nick. He looks like he is trying to flex for the camera. Boss up looking a little bigger today.
Yeah.
Something rare because of all this crazy drama. Yeah, throw down a reservation for one. It don't cost you a dime at this point. Like I said,
so again, just to make it clear, he is telling people to reserve. Go ahead, put a reservation in. It don't cost you anything. So he's actively promoting the system that is got like both feet in the grave. The dirt is almost covered. The trucks are leaving. People have stopped mourning. The flowers are wilting. That's how long it's been. Chuck's like, hey, I could keep pre-ordering.
Too, but
I think his question here is about. It just seems odd that they don't have a few consoles by now. I think they were avoiding.
Oh, she'll build. I'm sorry,
making or building the consoles at this.
Here it gets good right here.
DJC, why are you stroking your beard like that? Ugh.
Why are you interrupting, Dean? It's gonna get good right now.
No, I'm just saying he didn't have to stroke his beard like that. I never do this crap. What the hell is that? Ugh.
He was getting the cheese out of it.
No, he was getting some out of it.
Moving on.
That they don't have a few consoles by now. I think they were avoiding.
Oh, she'll build. I'm sorry,
making or building the consoles at this point because that is very expensive, and they were trying to, use the money wisely to actually go into production and make these in the thousands, not, make 3. They built about 100 of these consoles that are out with the devs right now and the demo units that they have at Intellivision.
It's right there. Do you believe that?
There's no proof of it. No, I don't. Other than Tommy
about 100.
Other than Tommy saying that they built 100, I've never seen 100.
But even if we're to play devil's advocate and say, okay,
no,
were we even?
No, fuck you. We're not doing that no more. Okay, we're done with that bullshit. If there was 100 dev units built, he would have put it all over social media. There would be pictures like sending out the dev units, guys. Got 100 of them. That's how many fucking developers love the Amico. They're fucking sending them out in bunches. None of that shit happened. We saw three fucking units. And the shell I had. We had 3 units and the shell I got. That's all the fuck that exists. Prove me wrong.
100 units.
100 units, my ass. They haven't even shown 100 games.
That's what I'm saying. There was initially, what was the initial amount? What was it, like 50-ish games that were supposed to come out? So how did we even double that number?
Because he said there was 50 in development and they were going to develop another 50. That's where the 100 comes from.
Oh, okay.
Because Tommy makes wild fucking claims and people just, he must. Why would Tommy lie? Tommy can't be lying. It's bullshit. There's not 100 out there. There's
Mini Music's right. 100 unicorns.
Yeah. There's one shell that exists that was sold to the general public. I have it.
Iggy Pop?
That they themselves have. So there's 100 of these that they've hand built. It's just, where do they go? Do they go out to big YouTube influencers who might do a review when they can't afford to mass produce them for another 6, 8, 9, 10 months. I don't know the specifics for that, but I think they were looking to kind of do an all-in-one build, or at least a big batch, and try and get their costs down that way, rather than just
and I think
make a
that's the
couple.
main reason is, could they have made some of them? Probably. Would it have been prohibitively expensive and been like a really, really bad idea? Probably.
Well, it's just, is it the best use of funds? And obviously funding is an issue for them.
Is it the best use of funds to actually make the console? That man said that in 2022, in the end of May, said, hey, would it be the best use of funds to produce the product we're trying to make?
Probably not.
Probably not. Paying these people to sit around, the sales people and the fucking marketing people and PR, all that shit, that's perfect use of funds. But to actually make the console, no, whoa. We're not trying to have a company here, guys. Oh, Rab. I want to see this man talk about something else the same way he talks about Amico.
I mean, to be fair,
give him Jen Psaki's job. Give him the fucking spin doctor, the president's little fucking media guy. Give him that job. He'll tell us how the war in Afghanistan is really because of fucking a chip crisis or some shit.
Are we allowed to give out dunce caps and sit people in corners anymore?
No, that's abuse. You're shame.
Is that cruel, unusual punishment?
Yeah. Fucking guy.
So,
yeah.
Would they be in this situation they are now if they did that? I think it would alleviate some things. I think you might not have so much speculation about, oh, this system, they couldn't get it out because there's lag in the system.
Speculation.
And it's a broken system.
Could
And they're
you
delaying it
tell me?
because they couldn't get it right.
Guys. When they showed off the incomplete system, no, that wasn't the reason why they delayed. When they showed all the lag, and that wasn't the reason. When the gyroscope wasn't working properly, they admit the gyroscope wasn't fucking working properly. No, that none of that existed or matters to Rab. They just obviously don't have the money to build it. Everything's perfect. Everything works exactly. They've made no test units, right? Because obviously if they had test units, we'd know about that. Again, they have no FCC compliance. They didn't do a test run to even know if manufacturing is working or running properly or the fucking shit's set up right. They spent $1 million at ARC to fucking set up manufacturing that they never use, and they can't get their chips back. So they got chips with a manufacturer that they know they can't have access to. But no, Rab, tell us how everything's all good. Everything's fucking hunky-dory. No, Bomber, Rab's not suggesting that it may not be affordable with the console running good. He's saying that the console does run good and everything's fucking A-okay with it. It's just the pandemic or the chip shortage has screwed them over. Not all the other, they were hiring software engineers when the system was already supposed to be done. But that has nothing to do with whether or not, the back end wasn't finished last year. But somehow it's still, fucking perfect. Rab is the genius here. You guys are wrong. Yeah.
Exactly.
The evil genius.
Now, I was going to ask Tony, Gary, has the theory ever been brought up? What if Rab is a robot? It's not too far off if you think about it.
He does look like the girl from Small Wonder.
This guy is programmed to make you believe that shit is coming out.
He is the Amico.
Program.
And
Rab is an
Android.
Amico from the future that has gained sentience and was sent back in time to prevent the haters. He's like the Terminator for Amicos.
Mm.
He's a rabot.
Rabbi. Yes.
Robot Amico boy. That's what our Rab stands for.
These sort of speculative theories that pop up by certain people online. I think that
Is he talking about us? Are we certain people online?
We speculate too much.
This guy said he was built by Omni Pete. That's the you won.
You won the internet.
Oh, I need another beer in the shop for that.
But I still think you are in the same place as far as not being able to go to production, and that really hurts them.
Yeah, they want people to definitely check it out and stuff like that before. Yeah, they definitely got to make sure everything runs very, very smooth before you go into thousands. And even in production, like I think we've talked about this before on this show, is once you go before you go into mass production, you're probably going to run off, I don't know, 500 to 800 to 1,000 depending on the run, and those will be tested to see should we go into producing 50 to 100,000 now. To see if this is what we want to mass produce. So there's always going to be a test run as well, right?
Yeah, you're probably not going to do 1,000 on your test run. You might do something because you want to see that you have the, things are fitting together right, and your manufacturing process is what you thought it was, and that's what they were supposed to be doing back in December when they were doing their pre-production process. So that I think they've done. I just think they don't.
That I think they've done. I love that. I think they've done. I'm pretty sure the company would let us know that, hey, we did the test run, everything's set up. And you can't do a test run. Now, I might be an idiot, but you can't do a test run if you don't have a company that's going to manufacture your product. If you don't have a line set up, you can't do a test run. No one's going to be like, hey, sure, we'll set up a line just for you to test run, and then we'll never fucking do another Amico again. It's not how the fuck it works in manufacturing.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to a new product like this. This is a new product, which means you have to develop the machinery to make these things, right? The molding and the dyes and everything. This has to be custom. This isn't like you can just call it and be like, hey, I need a part 679B. I need 100 of those run, right? That's not how it fucking works. You're not building something to standard. This is a brand new product. It's not even a standard shape, right? You can't even be like, hey, I need 100 fucking square boxes of plastic.
Are you telling me they just can't buy out a sweatshop and 1,000 Chinese kids and they're good to go?
No, it don't work that way. I mean, maybe the screws you could like, hey, I need like 10,000, this size screw or whatever, right? But other than that, the parts, the boards are custom, the LED setup, the shell itself, the controller shells, the controller inside boards. None of that shit is standard that they could just order it off of a fucking website. Fucking idiots.
They're not in position to do the full run at this time. But I would expect them to do a small run, at least initially, to see that everything...
Again, how the fuck, if they can't afford a large run, no fucking company is going to go, hey, guys, we're going to set up a whole line for you, get our employees to run 100, and then shut the line down till God knows when. Hey, everybody go home because Intellivision doesn't actually need us to fucking do any work. Sorry, we get you all excited. It's not how shit doesn't run that way. And in China, go ahead and try that shit. China will be like, yeah, sure. And then they'll take all your fucking parts and steal your shit, and you'll be out on your ass. You think ARC fuck you over when they said they're not giving you your shit back? China will fuck you over, and the government will agree with them. Be like, well, fuck you, Americans. You shouldn't fucking mess with us.
Criminy sake.
Thank you, Dean. That's what I was trying to say. I was a little long-winded, but you've made it so succinctly.
Not just, the manufacturing process is done, but that they don't have any hiccups in, that the chips are perfect to spec, because those chips are custom made for, it's a Snapdragon chip that they've ordered, but it has been custom designed. So they have to make sure that everything works very smoothly in that production run.
Well, anyways, that being said, we're going to call it an evening. I appreciate everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to these great channels on the panel here.
This shit is just getting fucking sad. I know we said it last week. We're probably going to say it next week when they do another show.
We said it 3 months ago.
There's like no thought. They just say shit. Shit just comes out of their mouth.
even if they had the ability to laugh at themselves and point out, like, on the next show, like, hey, look, there's this guy named Dean, and he was at SmackDown and had a great sign, and they had the ability to even laugh at themselves or talk about anything differently than their point of view.
Program
would be greatly welcomed, but they don't, and I just don't understand how you can put your faith into guys like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know how they can't have the ability to go back and say, hey, remember all that stupid shit we said? Turns out we said some stupid shit. Let's discuss why we were so wrong. So
well, it's a lot of it's a lot of pride. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of pride involved.
Have you seen DJC's outfit? There's no pride there. There's
good point. Good point.
Rab made videos trying to promote the system, thinking it was going to be the greatest thing ever. Pride is not the thing holding them back. It's ego. It's the desire to own the haters. They're like Tommy. They think that they just hold on just long enough. They'll eventually own the haters.
It'll turn around
any minute.
I hope these guys don't gamble.
Tony, send me the link.
I really hope they're not gamblers.
Send who the link?
Oh no, that's what Retro Bro said.
Oh, he wants in.
I will send you
Maybe
the link.
He has some more juicy details about the Amico.
I was looking something up, but I will send you the link. In the meantime, is there any other Amico news that you guys know about?
Yes.
As much as I want to say yes, I don't really think there is. But I could be wrong.
I know that there was a music video that came out recently.
Whose music video?
This was a music video by a Chris Taliaferro.
You probably butchered that name.
Probably, but whatever. All I know is I'm very disappointed in this fucking video because I was tagged in this video.
Is it actually a music video of people in motion and stuff of that nature?
Yeah.
Hello, Bro Force.
What's up, Dean? It's listen. I like the sign, but it doesn't beat your Cowboys sign. I'm sorry.
It doesn't beat the Cowboy sign. And I was telling like Gary that like I've done that before with the whole sign thing.
I thought it was. I just thought it was funny. I guess I was craving something. I was bored after we watched Kenobi the other night, and I was like, dude, nobody's talking about shit on Twitter. And then it popped up, and I about lost my shit. I literally almost pissed myself 20 minutes after I had read it.
I woke up and saw all those people sharing it. I'm like, oh Lord.
That shit was funny, man. I got to give it to you. I mean, for the 30 people that got it and thought it was funny, it was worth it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to see that and look up Intellivision. We're going to get a lot more.
No, I think so. We're talking about wrestling fans here. They're not going to give a shit.
I have the theory that's how the documentary is going to start out. Like, I saw this guy with an Intellivision Amico, and I had to look it up. I was blown away.
I mean, after Pat retweeted it, he got 200, 300 likes on it. So, I mean, there's quite a bit of people who found it pretty funny.
All right, so this video here by Mr. Chris T. He tagged Tommy Amico.
This is it.
He tagged Pat the NES Punk. He tagged Ninja Kitty. He tagged Brett Weiss. He tagged Review Tech USA. He tagged Leo Diaz, and he had tagged the Geek Getaway. He even hashtagged the Geek Getaway.
And Atari Creep.
I haven't seen this.
And that fucker didn't tag me.
It's a puppet.
No love.
It is a puppet, but here's the thing that pisses me off. Tommy Amico gets the biggest shout out in this video. I don't even think I get mentioned in the video.
Oh, I've already seen this then. Yeah, he got a good shout out.
I have not seen this.
What's with the public on YouTube? I don't know.
Mm.
It's a thing. So let's watch this. Go ahead, Gary.
I was just gonna say, I don't know, between the few YouTubers I know, they're starting to use these puppets because guys that can't really get their channel started seem to want to like connect it. Like Chris Bohr's Irate Gamer, he wasn't doing much of anything, and then as soon as he went to steal Steve from Minecraft as Puppet Steve, his channel blew up. Same thing with Arlo. Who does Arlo look like? Cookie Monster, and then the guy's channel blows up. So it's a thing where people like these puppets, and it blows their channels up, and otherwise they wouldn't be really that big of YouTubers. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That is the puppet.
They want to attract children. Yeah.
Whoa.
What? They want to attract children.
All right.
Object of the game isn't go around raping people. They're racists. They're literally gaming racists. That is, I sound like a social justice warrior. You couldn't be farther from the truth.
Tommy Talarico took your money and he's running. If he wasn't really scamming, man, wouldn't that be something? Amico's never gonna drop on like the song you're bumping. But if it did with real games, wouldn't that be something? Tommy Talarico took your money and he's running. If he wasn't really scamming, man, wouldn't that be something? Amico's never gonna drop on like the song you're bumping. But if it did with real games, wouldn't that be something? John Alvarado got a dumbass mustache. I bet $100 that's where Tommy hides his coke stash. I knew from jump that Intellivision won't last. Tommy jumps on YouTube and goes and shows his whole ass. Dumb controllers, man, it's really just that simple. They got two areolas, all that's missing is the nipples. When's it coming out? Tommy's always not the middle. He's got a huge ego, so his dick is probably little. I just don't know what Tommy T is out here thinking, yo. Evil Knievel's on my phone from 6 years ago. Talarico always says he got a tight team, but all this was a man baby's pipe dream. Tommy Talarico took your money and he's running. If he wasn't really scamming, man, wouldn't that be something? Amico's never gonna drop on like the song you're bumping. But if it did with real games, wouldn't that be something? Tommy Talarico took your money and he's running. If he wasn't really scamming, man, wouldn't that be something? Amico's never gonna drop on like the song you're bumping. But if it did with real games, wouldn't that be something? Pat Neal right the whole time. Ninja Kitty, Goose. Shout to Tommy Amico. Shout to Tommy Amico.
Like I'm saying, what the fuck? You got Tommy Amico, Ninja Kitty, Goose, Pat Ian. Where the fuck's my shout out?
The life of a small YouTuber, Tony.
He probably just didn't catch your show. I don't know.
He tagged me in the video.
Oh, okay.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Say Ninja Kitty, Connie. I didn't get mentioned. Tagged me in the video. One of his lines was about Evil Knievel being 6 years ago. That information came from me. I didn't get shit. Shouted out Ninja Kitty. Shouted out Goose. Don't even know.
You are the unsung hero, Tony. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to accept. The unsung hero.
Or maybe you have to be like and do what CG says and come off from behind the camera. Show your face, you faceless creature, monster thing. Guy.
Okay, so Retro Bro, anything that you wanted to add?
You guys went through it, man. I had a lot to add, but I already forget what the fuck y'all talked about.
I told you he had some other stuff.
Well, I
had a lot to add to it, man. A lot to add to it. There was a lot of dumb shit that was said. Not by you, but dude, I was literally I had to leave that stream because I wasn't joking when I said I wanted to slap all of them. Because some of the shit that they have to know, like they have to know, because like how did I know some shit but they didn't know anything? Right. So they're either completely ignorant, or they're just being 100%. They're misleading people.
It's because they knew that Tommy liked you better. True.
Well,
I mean, I don't know about that. Maybe
it was
Tommy. I have
Tommy trusted you with all the good stuff.
Tommy confessed that it was a scam, and we got it in writing.
What are you talking about? You need to elaborate on this.
Wouldn't that be something?
There it is. This is a post. He's replying. He's replying to DJC on March 3rd.
No,
DJC says, "So I heard this Intellivision Amico is going to be amazing." Tommy replies, "Fake news. It's a scam." Laughing, crying face. Laughing, crying face. Laughing, crying face.
Is he quoting Avop in that?
No, I think that was his true.
No, he
was actually admitting
trying to be funny.
He was admitting it, but he was doing it in a way so he could just be like, "No, guys, I was
facetious, right?"
Yeah, he's really laughing to himself because he's admitted it publicly.
I don't think it was ever intended to be a scam. I think it was intended to make money and to make $1. But as far as it being a complete and utter scam, I don't think that was the case.
Right. Like me and Tony agree on this. We said it before that we don't think it. We agree. We don't think it was meant that way. But somewhere down the line, I think the better part of him, we got the better part of him, and he wanted to prove everybody wrong, and it just led them down a very dark.
Well, he got very invested in proving the haters wrong.
Right.
And like those are essentially his words, not mine. And it became to this like this me versus them type thing. And I'm going to do this I'm going to show them, and that really, dude, like as a CEO trying to put out a product, that should have been the last thing he was thinking of. And I think it led him to make a lot of dumb decisions that he probably regretted, or there was decisions he made to where it was like no coming back from.
Well, to go to the original, is it a scam? Isn't it a scam? What are we defining as a scam? What do you qualify as being a scam? Let's go around.
I mean, it's false information, or we went over the definition not long ago. It's misleading. All it is just misleading.
Well, if that's the case, I think then yes, it qualifies as a scam, because from the very beginning they were showing off games that didn't actually exist and were never going to exist, right?
Well, hold on. Well, what would you say? Like, give me an example when you say that. Like, what games did they show off that they never because here's the thing. Like, you're saying they never intended them to be games. Well, what if they did intend them to be games? You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. It's like I said. It's the intention of misleading, and I think from the very beginning, the talk about it being a state-of-the-art chip and it being a 2D powerhouse, which was talked about. We went
I think
over
that was marketing jargon. I think and sales jargon.
All right. So
I think that's
Retro
what a lot
Bros
of that was.
Put me on the spot. Retro Bro says receipts or it didn't happen, right? We're always about the receipts. So this is the reveal trailer from 2018, the original.
But Tony, Tony, to play, I know what you're going to do, but to play devil's advocate, I'm not saying bring receipts. I'm saying you essentially have to prove that they never intended to make those games, and you literally cannot prove that.
Well,
so you're making a leap as well here. Like, let's be fair. Like, you're also making.
This isn't the one I wanted.
Lucky.
This is the one I wanted. Lucky. I wanted the Gamescom trailer, not the reveal trailer.
This was the second big trailer, right?
Yeah, this is the second big trailer. This is where they show off actual games.
Right.
Not just talk about the product, but they show clips.
Like the runner game and all that good stuff.
Right. So this is a 2-minute and 21-second video. We're going to watch it. And I'll show you. I'll point out when we see a game that doesn't exist.
Just go right to it because I don't feel like watching this whole thing.
Oh yeah, hold on. I forgot he talks about himself for the beginning.
Technology to bring family.
I've seen this 100 times.
Does this make you sick, Retro Bro?
That right there is not a game.
What game is that?
It is just a runner. It is an animation that Tommy admitted that this was just an animation. This is not a game.
Did they say here it was going to be a game? Did they put a title in it? Did they say it was going to be a game?
2019 trailer. Tommy goes, "We're going to reveal some games now."
Well, again,
all the other
back.
things are games.
Well, I'm gonna just say
I don't think that clip is misleading anybody. Like, I don't think anyone's watching that trailer and be like, "Oh man, that game! Like, I need to play that game."
No.
Hold on, hold on, because.
But it is misleading to a sense.
Hold on, Gary, because what Retro Bro says, I don't think anybody was going, "Whoa, I want to play that game." But if you go to Atari Age, which was handling,
you guys are putting me in a position to defend Amico, and I really don't want to do that right now.
Hold on. On Atari Age, people actually were commenting on this game, and they were saying they wanted to play it. That this endless runner looked fun, and then Tommy had to come out and say this is not a real game. It was just a tech demo. 100% not a game.
No, he isn't, Albert.
What's that?
Is Tommy Tallarico wearing makeup on here?
Yeah, it looks like he was.
Looks like they powdered him up so it gets the shine off. Yeah.
It's kind of like an asteroids. This is like an asteroids clone, right?
Never seen it again. Never showed up again. Where'd this go?
And here's
the thing with I want to address, if that is the real Darius, I do actually want to address that because I thought Goose's video was interesting. By the way, also crazy that guy went through probably hundreds of hours of interviews to get that.
No, actually he didn't. He revealed how he did it. He just downloaded the videos, downloaded a program, went to the search function, search for a specific word, and then the video just told him where it was at.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know they had programs like that. So anyways, well, I'll retract that statement. But anyways, as far as that, like, Tommy has clearly been a salesman in the past, and that was Tommy's pitch. Like, that was just his. Like, if anyone who's ever worked in sales, if you have to present a product, you start with a semi-scripted pitch, and that was his pitch. That was his sales pitch to grab the quote unquote family gamers.
This game right here, bro. Have you ever played this? You've played the Amico.
I haven't played that one.
So where did
it go? Circus?
But my point, Tony, is I feel like, God damn it, you know what? I'm not going to do this with you because I'm not defending Amico. So. I'm not going to fucking sit here and like defend them, like, because
I think the main thing is to take away though, like it is to an extent misleading. Like
it is, yes. If these were supposed games shown in a game trailer, yes, and it is not a game, I would call Microsoft out on the same thing if they did it. Like, oh, that's not a game. Why the fuck did you put it in a game trailer?
We know
yes, that is misleading. I will agree with you on that. Does that mean it's a scam? I don't think it was intended to be a scam, but I can understand how people come to that point. That's a total fair assessment.
Right.
That's all I wanted. Your witness, Dean.
Oh, well. Feels like Retro Bro has been through enough. Come on.
They always say I'm too easy on Retro Bro. They say Retro Bro comes out here, I'm too easy on him. I don't put him through the ring.
But you and I agree, Tony. We both think initially it was not meant to be a scam.
Like I said, if he knowingly put games in there to deceive, then I'm gonna say yes, it was a scam. If he put them in there and he thought he was gonna get these made,
but that goes against what? No. I'm not talking about the games. I'm just saying overall.
Overall, no. I think he was trying to produce a product.
And that's where I'm at. I'm at the same spot as you are.
Right, and I think
we don't disagree on that.
We've all agreed on that, pretty much here on the show. It's definitely worked its way into a bigger deal, bigger scam, if you will, with everything that's gone on afterwards. But I think for the most part,
yeah, I would like to learn more about the Earthworm Jim fiasco because from what I was told, Earthworm or the Interplay told Amico to scrub it from their everything.
I really don't think they had anything past
a handshake deal.
Right, in the little trailer that they did. I mean, as bad as a lot of people found it, I didn't find it that bad. I found it pretty intriguing. But I think it was put together. I think at the time, E3, they really needed something to show, to say, hey, look, like, to bring them kind of out of the bad funk they were in with the controller at the time. There were a lot of things kind of going against them. They needed something to revive them, and it just didn't happen. And obviously, because Pete and you guys in that circle seen it. I think that was the changing point. I think that was a really big turning point. E3 was a big turning point for you guys.
I was really kind of meh on E3. I didn't really think it was good nor bad for Intellivision. I mean, E3 is not even happening this year, so what does that say about E3? Like, how much of an impact do they really have if E3 is not even a thing anymore? So
right, but it wasn't something that like blew you away. It wasn't something that was like
no. In fact, it did the opposite for most people.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm like, I know Rab had said something about what the fuck was he saying? I hate to go back because I know you guys talked about this for the last hour and a half. About it was taking them a while. I had dropped something in your comment or in your comment section or your live chat about it. Not taking a while, dude. If the reason why it's taking a while is because they don't have anybody to either acquire them or partner with them. Like, they had people back in February they were talking to that fucking told them no. So who the fuck in their right mind is giving this company any money? Any money? They are doing exactly what Tony said they're doing. They're going to fucking restructure. Either they're going to claim bankruptcy or they're going to go under. I don't know how Rab continues to play this fucking mental gymnastics with themselves to do this. Yeah. I wanted so bad to just go on that panel and be like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you guys like? How are you even telling yourself this in the mirror? Like, you're looking in the mirror with fucking red hair and telling yourself it's black. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. And that's what I've been saying for a while.
The shit with the fucking refunds, man. Well, you're gonna get your refunds. No, the guy had to put a dispute in. Who dropped that fucking stupid? Oh, I got my refund back. No, you fucking disputed it through PayPal, and whenever you make a dispute through PayPal, PayPal will refund you, and then it goes to a chargeback as whoever the main person is that took your money, and then PayPal fights with them.
PayPal guarantee, right?
Yeah. So that's what happened. And Cyrus, like you said, has not gotten his fucking money back. The amount of shit he's taken from this company, Tommy or Phil can't be like, hey, you know what? Here's $100 check. And, I've talked to Cyrus about this, and I know a lot of you guys don't like Cyrus, and he refuses to do that because he's like, why should I have to beg the CEO or use a, friendship, quote unquote friendship to fucking hang that over their head? Fuck them. His exact words were, fuck them for putting me in that situation. So,
Damn. I know. And I've said many times, I don't think either me or Tony has a problem with Cyrus. In fact, we've had him on, we've talked to him, we've been really cordial with him. No, I mean, if he's going through hell, that's, something I feel for him. Cause like you said, Retro, like I'm not really that harsh on a lot of people. I do the forgiveness thing, and I understand a lot of people made mistakes here. So I do feel for anybody trying to get their pre-order. This is not the way it should have went down, like, at all.
And Phil went on my live stream and somebody else's live stream and sat there and said, this was like 2 months ago. So this wasn't like a year ago. He said, if you need your money back, guaranteed, that is refundable.
Exactly. Right. And that's what we had a problem with. We pointed that out when they said that. Me and Tony made sure that we pointed out, look, these guys were claiming that no matter what, you were going to, because here's the thing, at the time, it made it sound like, okay, well, there's nothing to lose here, right? Like, these guys are guaranteeing my pre-order, so I'll stick with them. This is the kind of the gist that we got at the time, that, why, if these guys are, you know, if I can trust Phil Adam and he's telling me I can get my pre-order back, then maybe they're not in the kind of hot water that the haters, the quote unquote haters, are saying we're in. So
yeah, and you know what? I said it, and I said it multiple times on my show, and I fucking defended Intellivision, and I said, well, hey, you know what? If you're upset, if you're mad, get your fucking money back, because they told me, oh, you'll get your money back, and they fucking lied to me about that. That was a fucking lie. And
this is the thing that people need to come to terms with. A lot of it doesn't fall on you, and it doesn't fall on like what you were told, because this was stuff that was coming out of their mouths. This is stuff that they're responsible for, and this is the kind of stuff. This is why. This is the stuff that they need to say. Hey, we need to make it right. We told people, we guaranteed people that they would get their money back. We essentially made it to the point where they could have got their money back at the beginning of January and probably wouldn't have had a hard time getting that money back. But because the things that were said, those guys stuck with them and had faith in this company, that they said, you know what, I'll let it ride for a couple more months. We'll see what's going on. And they got screwed. They got fucked. So no, I totally understand it. And I think a lot of people have to have a little bit more forgiveness.
I don't need people to, forgive me. If people want to feel a certain type of way, that's totally fine.
No, and that's the thing. They're gonna feel the way they feel, but they got to understand at some point, like, you're not responsible. Cyrus is not responsible. Like, at the end of the day, you guys don't own the company. As much as you might have said and pushed the product, okay, there are some things that there were some missteps on your guys' part.
Have you seen the paperwork? They might have put their names on the paperwork. Retrobro might own the company.
But I mean, dude, people make mistakes. You're only human. I mean, we make mistakes. We get drawn in. It happens.
Well,
it's like, dude.
They do. We don't.
Well, not everybody's perfect like us, Tony.
But I wanted to get to this video real quick because Retrobro said that Interplay told them to take down all the Earthworm Jim stuff, right? And they actually did clip it out of one of their trailers.
Oh, wow. That I didn't know.
Yeah, the latest trailer, there was a little section I was missing, but it's in the August 5th event.
Little Earthworm Jim sneak peek.
It's still here in this one.
I still think it looks good. I still think it looks good.
I think it looks like a cartoon. It doesn't. There's no way this is running on Amico.
Son of a...
And as you notice that the thing,
right, it vanishes. Right. I mean, if the Amico was capable of that and they were able to push stuff out like that, I think people would still be calling it like, oh, it's got that Flash style. But you know what? Like, if the Amico would have really released, I didn't have a problem with a handful of games. I know a lot of people give me shit for liking Intellivision games, and I know that's not your cup of tea, Tony. I know that like certain simple things are not like it. They're not in. Everybody wants their kind of either 8-bit, modernized style games or their cutting edge stuff. But I truly think there is a market out there for it. I think had they nailed this overall scheme of what they kind of wanted to do, I think it could have been. I think it could have been, it had that niche market for sure. I mean, Playdate's not going to be anything spectacular, but I think for who they're offering it to, it's going to hit, that itch that people.
The thing with Playdate did the thing Playdate did right, I feel, is they nailed down their target audience. Like theirs is the retro gamer, niche gamer. Same thing Evercade. Evercade did the same thing. They nailed down the collector,
Right.
There's no reason to buy an Evercade other than to just collect the shit. That's really the only reason to.
I mean, they have a few. Like I do think like the Xeno Crisis. I can't remember who makes those two games. I think there are going to be some titles. There's not going to be a lot of them, but there are going to be a few titles that because you can't even get Xeno Crisis in the States here. Like if you want to actually get a physical copy for the Switch, you have to get the copy that was released overseas. And that's going to cost you $150 now. So your only really realistic way to own a copy of that is through Evercade. And if Evercade can keep this up for the next couple of years, and they have these little titles mixed with like these collections, I think what they're doing is fine. And
I want to see them get some
small.
big. I would like to see them get some bigger licenses as they kind of get bigger.
I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's time.
All right. We are straying off of the topic of Amico, so I'm going to wrap this up. Any other last words on the Amico, Dean?
Oh no, it's just like earlier what Retro Bro was saying, how Cyrus was saying fuck them and stuff, and I was just like, well, what does that leave for the future of the joy of Intellivision Amico channel? So I was up to that channel.
I think I don't think Cyrus hasn't done nothing in quite a while.
He's completely off social media.
The joy of Intellivision Amico channel is gone.
I think it finally took its toll. I think Cyrus was really torn with it. He wanted to do something, but I think it was too much for him, especially for someone like Cyrus. I mean, obviously we all have guys in our group, not naming any names, but they just can't handle this kind of
E King seems dead set that if I get an Amico, I'll rejoin the cornhole crew. Is what he says.
Oh, the cornhole.
Listen, if I get an Amico, I'm not making fucking. I don't know. I'm not
criminy.
I'm not fucking doing all that shit again.